So tonight we're going to talk about marriage rights.
No, we're actually going to learn about marriage rights.
This is United Aholes, a video cast discussing cultural topics with no filter.
Welcome back to Area 41, Emma Chase's favorite spot on the internet. So we're going to talk about something, but first I think we need to introduce Emma Chase. So, hey, welcome to the A-hole area, Area 41.
I'm here.
Area.
The A-hole area. You know, it's kind of the ass of Woodstock.
I'm like this close to never being on an episode again.
Great. I'm starting off well. Thanks, Josh. Confidence booster. Take it from here.
So basically, today we're going to be talking about marriage rights or gay marriage rights, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to start out with a few statistics, I guess, and then we'll discuss it from there. And if you guys have any questions, I am a lesbian, so you can ask me and I'll answer. I'll answer as best as possible. So essentially, gay marriage or marriage between two people of the same sex, or three, or
Thruples.
thruples, or whatever is.
I don't think that's
Whoa.
It's not.
What was that last part?
You got his attention.
Thruples.
Thruples.
No, thruples I don't think are legal.
I thought that was when you had 30 nipples.
Could two people get married and then they could have a third person in the relationship? It just couldn't legally be all married together.
Oh, okay. I just didn't realize there was a term for it.
It's ice cream with whipped cream and the
Are
cherry
the
on
three
top.
of them all married though to
No.
each other? Okay.
No.
So I didn't think that was.
That would be polygamy, which isn't.
And
legal
does
in
the
Canada, right?
sex matter? Like
No.
three women?
No,
No.
Well, if it's
women,
not
one
good,
guy.
they can talk about it, Ken.
Two guys and a
course it
pigeon.
matters.
I mean,
It's an important part of the relationship, I assume. I mean,
Yeah.
A guy and two cats.
That'd be really lonely.
I don't think it's going to do well for your tax breaks, buddy.
So gay marriage is legal in, I believe, 26 countries, and then it's illegal in 72 countries in the world, obviously. So that's a lot of countries if you think about it. Only 26 of them it's legal. So we've got a long ways to go.
do you think those countries that don't have it legalized, do you think it's because of like religious kind of pressure on the lawmakers, or is there some other kind of cultural thing not because of religion?
Some of them it could be religion, some of them it could be, they simply just don't think it's right.
So
And-
Russia's one of the ones that does not allow it, right?
Yeah,
And I wouldn't say
I
that
believe
they're
so.
religious
India,
about it.
places.
Good marchers.
There's actually places where it's illegal to be gay, and you'll get stoned to
Well,
death.
was there not somebody just recently
Yeah.
again killed?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Happens every day in the world.
Oh, I know, but I mean, yeah, it happens constantly that we don't hear about.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Which being a rational human being, I think, really.
So I'm completely...
What? You're almost laughing. What's going through your mind? Oh, he's trying to.
Fuckwad right over there is fucking trying to get me to fucking lose it.
It's working.
Okay,
Producer's producing.
we always go off topic, so I'm just going to do it right now and get over with. Somebody has dropped, I will send you guys the link. You can go in and create your own Game Boy ROM that you can play on the internet, play on a portable device, or if you have a ROM to load it onto, you can actually play it on a Game Boy. And I figure if any of us has the smarts to do it, we could create one called United Assholes, and it would be the Ken version, and the whole purpose of it would be to try to get Ken to get the giggles. But to win the whole game at the end, he has to giggle so hard, he shits himself.
And then slips on it.
I never thought about
It's a good game. I like where it's heading. So I'm going to ask this back to the topic. I'm completely ignorant on what the rights and legalities are here.
Okay, so
So what is New Brunswick's landscape, Canada's landscape? Where are we at here?
Canada in general, it's been legal to get married, you know, whether you're a male and a female and a female, and so on, for at least a decade, I believe.
I think it was 2005
Yeah.
that it
You
was
are correct,
nationally.
I read that today because
Yeah, I did too.
I wanted to contribute to this episode.
Oh no, we can't have the same facts, bro. Because I only memorized so many.
I think the ones that I memorized are completely different from the ones that you memorized.
I have
I'll
one.
go out on a limb.
I have one I want to bring up. Sorry, was I interrupting?
No.
No.
Okay, I wasn't
Yeah,
paying
try
attention.
again.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
It's all good.
I don't know you. Okay, it is legal for a man and a woman to get married at the age of 16, and it is legal for a man and a man to get married at the age of 16. You can marry at the age of 16. That's national. But you can't legally have anal sex until you're 18, which means, according to that law, if there were two men that, you know, or a man and a woman, or two women, like, if you want to engage in anal sex, you have to be 18 by
Yeah,
law.
I didn't.
So it's Dutch rudders for 2 years.
I guess so. I mean, if you want to abide
That's
by
a weird paradoxical
Yeah.
law. I mean, I can see how that can happen in society,
Yeah,
but it's
regular sex, 16, but 18 for anal.
how do they police that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
Mr. Johnson, step away from that Johnson.
it's a known fact that your phone records everything now.
Yeah.
I have a webcam on my TV, and I know they're watching me, so every night I give them a show.
This would be my thought on that question, is a nosy neighbor sees two 16-year-olds married move in next door. They don't care for it, so they make a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how do you catch them in the act?
To bring this into current times, I found out Jody Wilson Raybould,
Okay, yeah.
the whole SNC level.
Yep.
Look it up. She was the one to introduce the amendments to that law to eliminate that discrepancy. Back in 2017, I saw her name and I was like, oh, you know.
But it didn't pass then.
I don't think it has yet. No.
To change it so that if you're married at 16, you can be engaged
Right.
in.
To change the anal sex
Okay,
law.
all right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why can't you have anal sex?
Well, it's against the law, Emma. What do you take me for?
No, I mean, like, why? Like,
I don't know. It's a dumb law.
Yeah.
It's a very dumb.
There's lots of dumb ones out there.
Why can you make a
Where does
decision
pegging
to
fit
spend the
into
rest of your
that,
life
though?
with one person at the age of 16 but can't have a drink of alcohol
Yeah,
there
at
you go.
16?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Which
So it's all hand stuff then. At that.
Well, that's right. Like I
just
said,
mouth
Dutch
stuff.
rudders.
And mouth stuff, yeah.
Mouth hugs.
You get,
foot fetishes.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Where does
it's
pegging
everything
fit
but the
into
brown
that,
star.
though?
that would be anal
Where does
sex,
what?
I would
Where
think.
does pegging fit into
That
that?
would be
Anal
anal.
sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what packing is.
It's when you wear a strap on.
Is there a difference between
And
rubber
then you
and flesh and
penetrate.
bone?
There is a
Oh,
difference,
okay.
but it's
Yeah, I
both
get it.
illegal.
If you're putting it in
you
your
can
bum
peg
hole for
them-
pleasure, the answer's no.
You could peg them vaginally, legally.
But what if they don't have a vagina?
Then you can't do it legally. The mouth, maybe.
Mouth.
I don't know if oral and anal are in the same
You could like
category of the
hover,
law.
but then that's it.
You can look at it.
Ebony and Ivory, orally and anally.
Another song.
That sounds easy.
So
God.
are you aware of, are there major discrepancies in what is legal currently and what should be amended, like in your opinion?
Specifically in Canada, or
Well, in Canada, but then maybe on more of a grander scale, I
okay,
guess.
in Canada, I mean,
Okay.
quite frankly, all that matters to me, because
Sorry, I noticed how close I had gotten to Ryan.
I was enjoying it.
Somebody else is getting a kiss this week.
are you 18 though?
Technically, I'm not 18. I'm way over 18.
Essentially all that matters to me is being able to marry the girl that I've been with for over 3 years.
Right.
I mean, realistically.
And you can do that.
Yeah, I can do that. And
Bones.
No bones.
Well, all
No,
the
no.
bones.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out a
Buy
really odd
bones on the
question.
internet.
And I'm going to ask this. Apart from the romantic aspect of marriage, of being, I want to commit to this,
Right.
what benefit is it? What is it that people want out of it? If we were to disavow marriage,
I've thought about this a lot.
because I've wondered that myself. Apart from making someone else happy,
yeah.
Yeah.
what is the practical application of marriage truly?
Well, in terms of why does it matter, I think
Is just a rights thing?
It's-
No, I'm not
it's
saying just a rights
no,
thing.
no,
but
I
you know
get
what
it.
mean.
It's like if men and women didn't have the right to marry each other and neither did we, I feel like that'd be like, it'd be fine. But like, because we both have equal rights. But because there was a time, and there still is in 72 countries, that, same-sex couples can't get married, but yet men and women can, it's sort of like, like, why can't we? I mean, we're essentially the same as you guys, except,
So how do we combat that as a global
Yeah.
initiative? Like, how do you...
I think it's about becoming aware and not just
Education.
education. I mean, it's the same as like one of my friends. She met a transgender person, and mind you, my friend is like super open-minded. She doesn't care about who you are or who you are with. But when she met this person, she was sort of like, how do I act around them? Because like I don't want to offend them. I don't want to come off the wrong way. And then she realized, they're just another human being.
Well, I think one of the big misconceptions is, from a lot of people, is that, they don't put a lot of stock into a gay relationship because they don't think that, you and your girlfriend, say, aren't going to have the same commitment towards each other as, say, like a
they
man and a
kind of
woman.
see it more as like a like a fun, just a little phase.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Because
Look
they
at
can't
it. See
identify
you
with it.
guys.
well,
yeah.
he's got a boyfriend
You know.
now, but you know what I mean? Like,
Are they going
Yeah.
to be together 20 years from now? I don't think so.
Yeah,
You know, that
the
type
fact
of thing,
that, like,
right?
so many people
Exactly.
are.
Which is funny because when you look at the divorce rates, you know what I mean?
Who does make
Yeah,
it now?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Who does make it? I mean, what is it, half or something like that?
It's 65% divorce rate right now.
Yeah. So I mean,
Well-
using that is kind of silly.
The
but-
sitting president of the United States has how many marriages?
Hey, let's not bash the leader of
I
the
don't wanna
free
give
world,
him-
right?
The orange cheesy.
I don't want to give him any airtime anyway.
Well, I didn't say his name.
No, I know. No, I'm just being a shit.
But marriage makes sense
Oh,
for
it does?
everybody.
How so?
And I'll give an example.
Here.
Friends of mine were in a committed relationship. They'd actually been together for 32 years and had no plans on getting married. They were both committed to each other. And every once in a while, I would see my friend and I'd say, so you going to marry her? And he'd be like, no, we're perfect the way we are. We've been together for, at the time, I think it was like 28 years or whatever. And everything was great. We would do things together, business, together, and everything is wonderful. And then he got terminal cancer.
Damn.
And as much as they didn't want to get married, they had to, because of the fact that if he would have passed away, the hurdles and everything that
Yeah.
she would have had to go through in terms of where does this go, tax purposes, assets for the business and everything.
Yeah.
Basically, they were forced to, so that when he left, she would basically still be able to carry on in the business and financially as if she was actually legally on paper
I was gonna
the
say.
spouse.
But doesn't
than
common
just
law-
Hey,
the
3 months of living together in a relationship, you're common law now.
You are, but
realize that,
I have
but
heard people
there's
talk about this same thing where they have said, in order to ensure that his family or her family couldn't, take or say, well,
Contest the whole
because
thing.
there are occasions where people do, and it goes to court, and it's like, yeah, well,
I'm telling you, man, that's one thing I know from personal experience is the whole, what would you call it? Death benefactor state of laws is a mess in this country.
Yeah.
It is bad. Like
common law or not, it doesn't.
Or even
family
or not.
Marriage was going to be the solution. People are still going to contest that shit.
They are, but if you have, it seems to help for whatever reason, and I don't have any.
I guess
experience.
there's the other thing I was getting at with my question about what it matters with marriage is, do you look at from a, so there's two aspects to marriage for the way I see it. There's a religious aspect where it's ordained by a church, and then there's a legal aspect where it's ordained by a judge or a legal, thing.
Yeah.
I do believe, personally, what we're mostly discussing is the legal aspect, right?
Right. Yeah.
I don't think the religious aspect means a whole bill of beans to a lot of people. I'm sure certain people it will, but that's not a big deal, right? But it seems to be blended very clearly here, like in this part of the world especially, where it's hard to do
the same thing.
Same thing. People see it as the same thing. And why do they need that? Because they take it as a religious thing, but they don't see the legal aspect of it. Okay, cool. I get your point. I get your point. Yeah, I don't know how do we combat it. It's the thing in those other countries.
I wonder if the only thing, like, I worry that the only thing that can combat it is time. You know what I mean? Like, as much as we can, as much effort that we can put into it, like, at the end of the day, is it just going to be a matter of time? And for not those generations, but ideas.
It's a social evolution.
Yeah.
And it will be, and it's getting better.
Education isn't going to be the answer because people know.
Yeah.
And they still don't care.
Yeah.
People are
so educating them isn't going to get them to change their mind.
They're actively ignorant of certain bits of education.
But now when I say education, I literally mean like as people grow up. But educating adults that already
like
have
social
their mindset,
education.
Yeah, so that it starts becoming part of the fabric of society.
Yeah.
So that somebody who was born today grows up, even if they have parents who don't agree, they grow up with knowledge where when they get older, they go, well, you know what? I've known people that were 2 men or 2 women married, and they're fine. They're people I know. It starts becoming, it slowly starts to die, I guess.
And I think, there's been situations where...
I guess that's less education than it is more just time. I guess.
I think it might be hard to penetrate. I shouldn't use that word.
You did.
No, just knowing where I'm going with the rest of the sentence. It shouldn't be... I feel like it would be very hard to get that message to a kid with, in that circle of this is what my parents believe, this is what their parents believe, this is what my aunts and uncles, my cousins believe. And then now we have to educate them and say basically, no, your parents are wrong.
True.
And your entire family is wrong. And how do we get that message to them? And how do we nurture that learning in them while having all those pressures?
Yeah, I get that. And but the thing is how many times do parents, whether they're religious or not, talk about, gay marriage is not right, being gay is not right? How many times do they bring it up? Because it's all about you see a couple in public, and that's sort of don't look.
That starts the conversation.
Yeah. But initially, it's not mentioned unless they're really...
Unless it comes up.
Yeah.
So
I've been in circumstances where I've seen it come up inorganically, just kind of out of nowhere. I was watching a TV show with a family member one time, and they were like, oh, so-and-so doesn't watch this show because it was Modern Family. So-and-so doesn't watch this show because of the gay guys in it. And I was like, that is a weird, okay, I guess.
But some of the most funniest moments come from them in the show.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you're gay or not.
What do you mean them?
Really? We're offended.
That's offensive. Emma's like, shut the fuck up.
No, it really, the thing
come
is...
from those guys. Fuck, you happy?
What do you mean those guys?
He can say it though. He's the only one in the room with a heterosexual life.
Hey, some of us are still
He's not
working.
here tonight for some reason.
But it is getting better. And I realize that most of the emphasis on why people don't want gay marriage is because of the whole religious thing. But now you've got, for example, you've got somebody like Wanda Sykes, who is known, very well known.
Yes.
And she is gay and she's married and they have children. But she is actually combating it on the religious front because she herself still considers herself to have a great relationship with the Lord and God and everything like that.
Yeah, there are many people.
And so it is getting better. There are people that are getting a little bit more vocal on that front that said, yes. I'm a lesbian, but I still believe in Christ. And
The fact that, who's the news broadcaster?
Steve Murphy. Brian Frisco. Isn't that his
In the
name?
United States with the gray
Cooper
hair.
Anderson.
Oh,
Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Like you're
Stop reading the phone book.
you're having there are people who are now holding positions who are out, who, like, everybody knows. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that, I guess you would file that under education. The internet is another thing. If you grow up in a household where this is bad and this is good, but you seek your own information,
Yeah.
and you make your own mind up, you may not talk about it. You may not say, you know what, Dad, I think you're wrong about the gays. You're going to formulate that in your head and be like, well,
You know what I was thinking about the gays?
I can't say anything to Dad because Dad's going to flip out. But I don't have a problem with it. So that person,
Sure.
So that would fall under
Yeah.
education, I guess, where we're in the information age, I guess is what we refer to as, because there's a lot of information available to the majority of the planet.
Exactly.
Where they can get the information, make their own mind up, and be like, yeah, that's Mom and Dad. That's the way they are. Just leave them be. They'll be dead in 40 years.
That's right.
That's what I say.
It's accurate, but
So it's
It's accurate.
anally and orally. How long before we can do both legally?
one
Put
thing
that out to the
though
world.
that really frustrates me in terms of people who are
I
Sorry.
haven't actually my
She's trying to keep her cool. Good on you.
people who are against gay people in general are people who watch lesbian porn.
Oh, yeah.
Are against it.
It's a blanket statement.
not me.
No. I mean, like people who
Not me.
You know.
people who watch lesbian porn yet are still against gay people.
There was a politician, I read about this yesterday. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. And he was trying to write laws to prohibit, gays getting married and that type of thing. And he has now resigned because of a same-sex affair in his office that he was involved in. And I've heard this before, that the majority of people who are against it, it's because they themselves are either bisexual, gay, they have those thoughts.
It's a form of projection, right?
Right, they're angry because they've been told their whole life that that's wrong. So, well, there's something wrong with me. Well, I'm gonna stomp that out because I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
And that's like you said, they're looking at it going, and that's why everybody else is like,
Yeah, I remember saying that.
like, there you go.
Yeah. I don't remember.
No, and it's like they're not, like they don't even think of it. Like when they're watching it, it's sort of like, oh, like this is hot kind of thing, and then it's like, but
I don't want them getting shacked up.
yeah, it's like it's like
They
I'm
check
not the
for
one
rings.
that's gay. He's the one that's gay. He's the one that's
Yeah.
sucking my dick.
exactly $20 is $20.
I'm not gay, my boyfriend is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, frig.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to
We
get
didn't
married
solve it.
someday? Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that was a proposal. Don't say yes.